Hi, I'm Mike, and this is my story. I came to Bethlehem in a weird way. I think a lot of people sort of are wondering, and my way was through Stop and Shop. And I was coming into the parking lot, and the parking lot basically, I would imagine, is sort of like in the Colosseum in Italy, where basically there was a fight to the death just to get that parking spot. And someone backed up, and the other person backed up, and they're yelling at each other. And Linda, who is a member here, she said, "Everybody, just relax. This is not the end of the world." And I was just like, who is she? And why is she not yelling like everyone else? So that was the first thing. But I liked how when the world was crazy, these people weren't. They were trying to diffuse the situation. And I just thought it was great to not just, I read the Gospels, as I'm sure a lot of people do here as well. And again, I can't do chapter and verse. I'm not that guy. But basically, there's a line that says, "Faith without works is dead." So I see this works in action. So I just said, "Sure, you're right up the road." We were transitioning between churches. I grew up as a Roman Catholic, and I came in one Sunday, and I was immediately greeted and welcomed, and like I had been here for a long time. I was running around the track, which is here in Ridgewood. It's by the library, and it was early in the morning because I have to go to work very early. And it's like, "God, you got to help me. I just can't deal with this person anymore. I can't. And the answer that came back was, "You have to love him." And I'm like, I know this isn't for me, because I would never say something like that. And I said, "I'm going to try. I may not be able to love him, God, but what I will do is stop hating him." So but what happened when I agreed to make that change was this huge weight came off my shoulders. It was almost like this cloud, and gave him my resignation. And then I thanked him, and he couldn't believe the fact that I thanked him, because he knew he was being a jerk to me. And he said, it just threw him back. Instead of focusing on hating this person, which takes a lot of energy, by the way, hating people takes up your whole heart. All of a sudden, I was like, wait a second, instead of hating this person, who he's not exactly the greatest person in the world, but none of us are. Focus on what you need to do, which is to find in this case, it was finding a new job and getting out from underneath his thumb. So after that, I would see him and I would be happy, and he couldn't understand why. And it was a great thing for me. So having that experience. So here is a terrible experience that God turned into a great experience. And there's this book that I'm reading called Jesus Calling, and it's really powerful. And she said something to the effect of, "No matter what happens, thank Jesus." And when I first read it, I'm like, that's crazy. But now I think about it, like, no matter what happens, thank Jesus, because God is going to lead you through this. If I can wrap my head around that, I think I'll be a better Christian, because I think I'll be a better person too. But it's been hard for me to do that. It's hard for me to accept that someone who I've never met has forgiven me for my sins and has opened up a relationship with me and God. My faith journey is like this. It's this sort of fits and starts. It's good, and then it pulls back, and then it's that, and then it pulls back, or the timing, or whatever. You'll find people that are struggling just like you, who have struggles just like you, but are welcomed into a community that is incredible, the most welcoming community I've ever experienced in all of my time going to church. And you're going to find people that will listen to you, and you're going to find people who will help you. I've never really taken it super far. I'm in Bible study a little tiny bit, but every time I walk in the doors, I feel welcomed. People know my name here, and I don't even know how they know my name. And that's amazing. And it's a genuine hello, how are you? One thing I would say is that you can go online before you take a step in this church. There's Pastor Matt did a bunch of sermons that they're all available online, and one of them is Come and See. And when Jesus first met his disciples, they said, "Where are you going?" And he said, basically, "Come and see." Is about the best sermon I've ever heard. Because you don't have to have faith to show up, just show up and see.